life is more than
buying 1176s.
Yeah. It actually is. Alrighty, hello and welcome back everyone to the Tidalwave Afterwork Podcast. My name is Marc Maurer. This is Patrick Damiani. We are here at beautiful Tidalwave Studio, Patrick Studio. And we answer questions about music production and other related topics to that. And send us questions, by the way. We should stress this more, I guess.
Yeah,
send us questions. Any questions about...
We don't want to run out of questions.
Yeah, music production, music songwriting, music in general. If you are in a band, producer yourself, songwriter, just ask us a question and
we will answer it.
Yes.
Okay.
Let's dive into it, I guess.
Let's do that. Okie dokie. Joel Kent. Hi, Joel.
What's up?
Says, hi, guys. Hi, guy.
Hi, guy.
Great podcast. Really enjoying the atmosphere and the advice. Thank you.
Thanks.
My question is, do you think it's worth spending money on a DAW controller, or should I just continue using my mouse? Thanks.
Do you want to go or?
I don't know if you own a controller, if you ever used one.
I don't. I don't. But
so you don't necessarily need a controller.
Yeah.
This is already a short pre-answer.
But I gotta say, I think about it all the time, getting one.
I used to think that I necessarily need a big controller because I was used to having one. And when you're tracking a band, like with drums and a complete band, it's nice to balance things out like with two hands instead of only being able to move one fader at a time. But then I opted for more ergonomic way of working. So I built a very small... Hey, Mitzefeed.
Hey, what's up?
I built a very small table now so that I don't have as much reflections from the speaker. Yep. And I really enjoy being in my little cocoon speakers, my little table and my screen, and that's it. And I still have like a small controller on the side, but I honestly don't use it all that often. Sometimes to ride a fader. So my advice would be, especially if you don't have a lot of room, maybe get a one fader controller just to ride an automation manually sometimes.
Yeah, but see what's funny about this is when I'm talking about a controller, the only thing I'm thinking of is like a one fader thing.
Yeah,
but that shows a little bit the difference in when we started, basically, because I never worked on a desk. So to me, the only time that I would think about having a fader would be nice is when I do automation on just a single track.
Yes.
It's like when I'm mixing. And I do a lot of automation, but I still do it with a mouse, and it's possible because it's just maybe it's just a personal preference thing. Sometimes I would like it, but then on the other hand, I do automation with the mouse. Oftentimes it's just for a segment, for like a solo, whatever, for a fill-in, for a drum part. And what I usually do is I do it with the mouse. I do a couple of takes, and then when I like it, I go in and even like change things in like the automation lines. So yeah, I think
I do exactly the same. I have actual faders, but I just pull up a large fader in the DAW, and then you can, if you hit a command on the Mac, you can put it into like a very fine grid. So you really have all options, and I just use the mouse. So you don't necessarily need a DAW controller. No. Absolutely not. That's it. Thank you.
Thanks for the question. Okay, next question. And how fitting is it that Nietz is here? Question from Instrumentenfreak on YouTube. Thanks. Did getting a cat transform your mixing?
Well, just for information, here's Mitzvitz. I don't know if you can see her. Like, I think black cat. She just appeared in the court of the studio one day, like 7 years ago, in the winter, and I adopted her. So I never intended having a cat at the studio, and I thought like, oh, how is that going to be? is always looking for attention and I don't know, maybe disturbing the workflow or such. But the thing is, having a cat or probably also having like a chill dog can be really how do you say, it's make a comfortable atmosphere, and people coming into the house, they all love seeing Miezefeeds, and
it's very calming.
yeah, and this is the thing. Sometimes when I'm mixing, I know it was kind of a probably a joke question, but I try to answer it like honestly. So I sometimes when it's getting stressful during mixing, then I just get up, have a cuddle with Miezefeeds, and it's so relaxing. And then hearing her purr, and sometimes just sitting on my knees when I'm working in the morning, it's just so cozy. Yeah. So actually, it has like a tranquilizing effect on me.
Yeah.
And when people are here, everyone likes to play with her, and sometimes there are kids here, and they play around with Miezefeeds. So it's always it's only a change for the positive.
Yeah.
Thanks for the question. Funny
thanks. One. All right, to another question. Let's get more technical.
Oh yeah.
No, I don't know.
192 kilohertz.
Yeah, I don't even know. Well, let's see. Question from Alex Beats. Hey, Alex.
Hi, Alex.
If you could go back in time and give yourself one piece of career advice, what would it be?
Yeah, maybe one of the most important would be don't waste money on stuff that you don't absolutely need. I need this new reverb, I need this blah, blah, blah. You probably don't. If I would start today, or if I know somebody starting today, I would really recommend don't throw your money out of the window for stuff that you really don't need. Put it to the side and invest it into your into when you're going to retire. Although that's not big fun. I know. It's not big fun, but I should have started this way earlier.
Yeah.
So if I could give advice to young me, I would say stop buying crap and put the money aside for later. Buy yourself some peace of mind instead of another compressor that you're not going to use anyway.
Yeah.
Maybe that could be like a nice little series of looking back, like 25 years of experience and having done a lot of stupid stuff on the way, just trying to get the young folks to avoid all the mistakes.
Yeah.
Because sometimes they are just expensive mistakes. It just waste money on stuff, or time on stuff, and you sometimes you don't get it back.
Yeah, I mean, 25 years ago I was in 3rd grade, so there's nothing to talk about. But
yeah. Now I feel old. Okay, thank you.
I'm sorry.
Let's take the next question.
All right. Thanks.
Yeah, we just decided that Marc needs to get another 1176 because...
Yeah, we talked about it a couple episodes ago, but I still need more.
Okay, Martin Metlis.
What's up, Martin?
I went full in with audio engineering 3 years ago after quitting my regular job. I do have enough work, but it feels like a constant battle against my draining bank account. Oh yeah, here we are again. I'm afraid to raise my rates in fear that I'll lose clients. Any advice on how to tackle that without offending returning artists? Thanks. Yeah.
It's a tough topic.
Is it really?
I mean, in a way, because I think everybody faces it at some point, and probably not just when you're starting out, because there might be just the point where, I don't know, costs are getting higher, things change, but that's the way the world works. So
that's the way the world works. So why shouldn't Martin do the same?
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing is, something can be a tough topic and still just be the way it is. So yeah, I mean, probably the most important thing about stuff like this, especially when you're talking about customers or clients that you already have and you don't want to get them mad, is just very good communication.
Yes.
Be as transparent as you possibly can be without being too transparent, because you don't have to say everything all the time.
No, I really need to raise because I can't pay my bills, and this is not what you should say.
Yeah, but there's ways to go about this and to communicate even things that are well, not the greatest news in the world. But then on the other hand, think about it like this. If you have clients that are returning clients, swap the perspective for a second. If you would pay somebody for something and you are really happy with it, so you are returning to that person to have the same work done for you, and now that person that you therefore trust and you like the work and you respect that person, if that person's going to tell you, hey, sorry to inform you, but blah 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 blah, would you be like, are you crazy? No, you would probably be very understanding if it's not like double the price all of a sudden and in the middle of a production or something. But if it's at a reasonable point in time and the person would explain to you like why and they're sorry, but that's the way it is, you would say, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And your work is worth the price.
And if somebody doesn't accept this, then you should also question the relationship. But let's see maybe one or two practical pieces of advice if you plan to raise your rates. First of all, if it's new clients, then just don't worry. Just ask the price that you want to ask. Maybe even if you say you have a lot of work, basically, so you can. Maybe if you get like a request for a quote or something, well, you are really busy, just try and see how far you can stretch it. Just ask a for you ridiculously high price, which in fact probably isn't that ridiculous as you think. Try 50% more than you ask now.
Yep.
And if you don't get the job because you are busy and it doesn't really matter, then you can use this like a test balloon and just see what happens. And next thing you know is you're going to get the job.
Yeah.
And if not, then you tried it and it didn't really hurt you. But if you have like returning clients that are coming back again, and you plan on raising the rates, maybe it's a good idea to, even before they ask you for something, it's like you make like a personal mail, not like a spammy, hey, it's going to be more expensive.
Yeah.
But it's like, hey Joe, and hey Bob, just wanted to let you know that I'm going to slightly raise my rates, but since you are like a returning client and I really appreciate working with you, I'm going to give you only half the raise or something for a while until I'll give you the full raise or something like this.
Yeah.
It's like I'm raising from 400 to 500, but I'm going to make 450 for you for the next record, and then from the over next time it's going to be the full rate. What do you think about it? Let's talk, or something like this. Yeah. It's always like, as Marc said, communication is always key. Just be honest and open, and if somebody doesn't accept the raise, then at some point maybe you need to stick with what you decided.
Yeah, I think you have to draw the line and be like within yourself, set a bar where like I'm not gonna go below that, and you don't even have to communicate that part. It's just if you say a number and the other person says a number and it doesn't match and it falls below your internal bar, then it's like, well, then it's not gonna happen. It seems.
Yeah.
Sorry.
But this is also all even if you don't agree on a matter like price, this can also everything be handled very friendly and understandingly, and next thing you know is that they may return later when they have the budget or something. Sometimes I also tell the band, okay, if it doesn't work now, maybe wait a little bit and come back a little bit later. In the long term, it doesn't really matter if it has been recorded now or in 3 months or something like this.
Yeah.
So always stay friendly, but if you took the decision, then really, really stick with it, and don't be afraid to raise the rates. It's normal and it's perfectly fine.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hope that helps.
Cool. Thanks.
Yeah, thanks.
Hey, if you like this channel, consider subscribing if you haven't yet. Leave us a comment and tell a friend about it. Thanks. Okay, we have a question from Marcuschen, I guess. Hey, Marcus.
Hi, Marcus. Marcuschen.
Marcuschen. That's a German thing. Marcus wants to know, Can you explain in your own words what mixing actually is? How would you describe the difference between a rough mix and a finished mix to a music consumer that is not working in this field? That's interesting.
And especially, it's not a mastering. Mixing is not mastering, but let's stick with,
Yeah, and especially for a music consumer, like...
The most simple analogy that I like to use for this is like, imagine cooking. You have ingredients and you combine them in quantity and with and combine with spice and the treatment like cooking or baking or whatever, and arranging in a nice way and serving it. And if you take this to music, it's like your ingredients are the recordings of individual instruments, the spices are your effects, like, I don't know, reverb, delays, or even effects. This is like the spice. And then like the cooking and everything, maybe you could say like EQing or compression or stuff. So where you change the structure or the shape and the appearance of the different ingredients. And then you cook everything together until it's like one thing that has been made out of many little pieces. That is mixing.
That's great. Nothing to add.
Yeah, let's stick with this.
Cool.
A good question. Yeah.
Cool. Thanks.
That
was good.
Yeah. Okay, now I have a really good one here. Philip Thompson.
Hey, Philip.
Is asking, if you won $1 million in a lottery, what kind of studio would you build?
Oh God. Like regarding what? Like just everything? Like a dream?
It's your imagination is asked now, not feel free. $1 million. Okay, $1 million is maybe not as much as one would think that it is.
I mean, okay.
But $1 million, I think for us folks, $1 million is a lot. So
okay, I would say that maybe I could say like for what kind of things I would spend the money and for what I would not spend money.
Yeah.
Maybe that's I don't know, because
you would buy all the plugins in the world.
No.
Okay. All the 1176s.
Yes, of course. If I don't have them by then. No, but I could only say for myself, looking into the future, I would probably not spend anything on any outboard analog or whatever gear, just because I never used it and I probably never will at this point.
But some good preamps, probably.
Yeah, something like this, yeah. I would spend it on a great live room, whatever that means in detail, but I would like to have like a really like boomy drum live room. That would be something that
boomy,
like not boomy, but
live,
like
you mean
lively, like really like where you get like a lot of, you know, that kind of thing is something I would love. But that's, to be honest, that would be mainly for me playing drums. Yeah, but I think other than that, I would just spend it for a very, very cozy, comfy control room with like everything being like nice sofas, nice seats, just nice looking with a nice smell. And I would
spend 900,000 on scented candles.
Yeah, I mean, that's like a joke answer. No, but I think really the point is I would spend a lot less on like actual technical stuff than you might think. I would go for comfiness.
Yeah.
And for feel good and maybe also like having the space be the same space as my home. That would be an important thing. Like I wouldn't want to have like a dedicated studio somewhere. I would try to see that I could live there with like whatever my family and have the studio be there and I could be loud all the
like
time.
Like 10 meters travel to work.
Yeah. And like maybe at a place with a nice like outside view and that kind of stuff. That's more the stuff I think about than like I would buy these speakers and I would be because I can do it. I can do pretty much anything on here. So.
Yeah, you don't need nowadays you don't need an excessive amount of money to really make good work. Yeah. It's getting a little bit more expensive when you're also recording and not just mixing. If you're only mixing, all you need is like a MacBook. It has more horsepower than anything I've used 20 years ago.
What would be your answer? Or are you already
Well, I already
here?
have. I already have a studio, and I did definitely not spend $1 million on it.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I would maybe put it aside for the possibility of early retirement. Although I think I will continue to work until I watch the grass grow from below.
Yeah.
But maybe not 6 days a week as I do now.
Yeah.
It's just to have I would buy the option of deciding myself if I want to work 6 days a week or not.
That's the dream, yeah.
Yeah, well, that's it. That's a dream studio where you go to work, or any dream work where you don't feel that you are going to work because you need to do it to pay your bills. So I would probably, well, okay, I have a studio, but I know that I could build a studio because I love to build stuff myself. So I could do something really nice with far less.
Yeah.
Of course, the building and everything that costs money, but I would maybe buy time.
Yeah.
With this, or at least the option to have the time.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, it's funny because in a way our answers go in a similar direction.
We're not buying 1176s.
Right. I mean, we are not like buying every speaker on the market and every guitar cabinet and every whatever. Yeah,
maybe one or two.
Like,
yeah,
sure, there would be something, but I think the consensus is maybe it would be like a few $1,000 for
sure,
like certain stuff that we would like, and the rest would be like. Like freedom and
that's such a grandpa answer.
It
are
is, but
old farts that are not fun to go shopping with. But
that's
it's just what it is. It's
life is more than
buying 1176.
Yeah, it actually is.
And I think that the sooner one realizes this, the better everything gets, because I'm so happy with, well, it's not that I exactly have nothing. I have a decent array of stuff to work with, but I could do with less and would be perfectly happy.
Yeah.
That's invaluable.
Yeah. And maybe to add to this, when I started doing this full time, I realized how much I was stressing about doing what I love before in my spare time, aside to a job that I didn't like. And now that I can do what I like while I'm working, I realize so much more how valuable life is and the life around it that is not music.
Yeah.
You know, like my personal like worth of things has grown, like increased so much
in life in general.
Yeah, I would say so, because I just like I cherish things. I think I always did it, but I think I do it even more now that I feel like I have the freedom of, hey, I already worked today. I made some money today with stuff that's actually
it was
fun.
Not really working.
It was not really working, and now I get to enjoy all the other things of life because I don't feel like in the evening I have to stress about I want to make music now.
Yeah.
It's just like it's wonderful. So
so let us know what you would buy or what kind of studio you would get. That would be really interesting. So if you have like a cool idea for $1 million studio, let us know in the comments. That was the last question.
I think so.
Yeah.
Cool.
Okay.
All right.
Then time flies. See you next week.
See you next week. Bye bye.